Most people don't stay broke because they don't earn enough. They stay broke because of how they think about money. And the hard part? Most of these thoughts don't feel wrong. They feel normal. You work hard, you get paid, you spend. You promise yourself you'll get serious next month. But months turn into years, and the stress never really leaves. Not because you're irresponsible, but because no one ever taught you how your mind quietly works against your wealth. Let's talk about that. Money is emotional long before it's mathematical. From childhood, we absorb silent messages. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. We can't afford that. These phrases seem harmless, but they create identity. If money was always scarce in your environment, your brain learned to associate money with anxiety, with tension, with survival. So even when you start earning more as an adult, your nervous system doesn't relax. It scans for danger. That's why some people increase their income and increase their spending just as fast. It's not lack of discipline, it's psychological calibration. Your lifestyle expands to match your new income because your brain wants familiarity. And if financial pressure feels familiar, you unconsciously recreate it. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it feels justified. I deserve this, I work hard, I'll save later. But later keeps moving. Another mistake? Confusing spending with progress. In American culture especially, consumption is framed as success. New car, upgraded apartment, designer clothes, frequent dining out. These aren't bad on their own, but when purchases become proof of worth, money stops being a tool and becomes a validation machine. You don't just buy things, you buy identity. And identity purchases are the hardest to control, because now you're not fighting numbers, you're fighting insecurity. There's also something more subtle: avoidance. Many intelligent adults avoid looking at their bank accounts regularly. They avoid tracking spending. They delay investment decisions. Not because they don't care, but because money triggers discomfort. If looking at your finances makes you anxious, your brain will protect you from that discomfort by avoiding it. Short-term relief, long-term damage. Avoidance keeps you stuck in vague stress instead of clear action. So what actually changes this? Not budgeting apps, not extreme frugality, mindset shifts. The first shift is this: separate self-worth from net worth. Your income is a number. Your bank balance is a number. Neither of them defines your intelligence, your value, or your future potential. When money stops being a measure of identity, you make calmer decisions. The second shift: delay emotional spending by creating pause. Before buying something non-essential, wait 48 hours, not to punish yourself, but to observe yourself. Ask, am I buying this to improve my life or to regulate my emotions? You'll be surprised how often spending is just stress relief in disguise. And the third shift: normalize boring wealth. Wealth building is not dramatic. It's repetitive, quiet, often invisible. Automatic transfers, consistent investing, living slightly below your means even when you could stretch. It doesn't look impressive on social media, but it builds stability, and stability builds freedom. The truth is, most people aren't broke because they lack opportunity. They're broke because their habits are shaped by unconscious beliefs. Beliefs about what they deserve, beliefs about what's normal, beliefs about who they think they are. When you start observing those beliefs instead of blindly acting on them, something shifts. You feel less reactive, more intentional. Money becomes less emotional and more strategic. Not overnight, but gradually. And that's how real financial change happens, quietly. If this kind of reflective approach to money resonates with you, consider subscribing to Quiet Wealth. We explore the psychology behind financial decisions, calmly, honestly, and without hype. Because sometimes the biggest wealth shift doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your thinking. Subscribe Quiet Wealth for more information.